Hey, beginning choir. Okay, so I'm going to explain task one and it will kind of help explain the others as well. But this is task one explanation for beginning choir. Okay, so let's just look at Schoology. Okay, if I go to the beginning choir page of Schoology, there's a lot of things on here for you. You open distance learning stuff, and then you have to figure out, oh my gosh, what am I going to do? Well, hopefully you've already read the syllabus, and hopefully you've already watched the video. You've looked at the schedule, and you know, okay, she assigns a task on Friday. It's due on the next Wednesday. But what am I going to do for task one? Well, you get some choice. First thing I want you to know is that the thing I want most are virtual choir recordings. So you have to plan out what your 5 tasks are going to be. Choose them at the beginning so that way you know what you're going to do and you don't end up doing the wrong thing. So if I'm in 5th period, you have 3 songs assigned. Yunda, In My Life, and the 80s medley that we worked on. If you're in 6th period, you also have 3 songs assigned. Changes, 80s or In My Life, 80s medley, in that order. Now, let's say that you want to do nothing but sing because you're in choir. Then you do your song, either Yunda for 5th period or Changes for 6th period, and then you do In My Life, and then you do your 80s medley, and then you're also able to do the other class's 80s medley. So there's 4 songs, and then you only have to do one more task. Okay. The reason why I say this is because your first week, you're going to want to do something easy. So you're going to choose, am I going to do 4 songs? So I have to do one theory task still? Or am I going to do 3 songs and I still have a karaoke track I can do and I have a theory assignment I can do? So figure out what you want to do at the very beginning, okay? Now here's the deal. If you want to, you can do 5 virtual choir recordings and no theory assignment. But the only way you can do that is if you plan ahead and you're going to do your song, either Yunda or Changes, In My Life, your 80s medley, the other beginning choir 80s medley, and you learn either Changes or Yunda and you do the additional song. That's the hardest one to do, and you might need me to make you tracks, and I can do that. But if you want to do that as your 5th song, you can, instead of doing a theory assignment. So if you are just awful at theory, you can do that 5th song, okay? So now let's look. Virtual choir task. What's up here so far for beginning choir is In My Life, and then it says Yunda or Changes and the 80s medley. If you click on In My Life, it just has the recording sections and how to submit. It doesn't have the tracks. That's because this is where you submit In My Life. This is not how you practice it, right? That's the same for the other ones, 80s medley, Yunda, and Changes. Look, virtual choir tracks. There's the tracks. In My Life is a brand new song. So when you get ready to do that, I have put up sectional piece songs, sectionals that are like, they break down so much. Look, 4 measures and then the next section and the next section. So it's just little sections of the song so you can actually learn it at home. Let's go back to virtual choir task. So for task number 1, if you have chosen to do all 5 songs, you're going to want to get straight to singing one of these songs. That's hard if your song is Changes because you don't see it up there yet, but it'll be up there before Monday. So it's going to go up hopefully on Friday, maybe Saturday, maybe Sunday. But that's because I'm waiting on Michelle. She gets her piano back on Friday and she'll make that recording for us. Same thing with 80s medley. It's not up there yet for the recording tracks, and In My Life is not up there. Yunda is though. Sorry guys. I'm waiting on Michelle for all of the rest of those. So if you're only doing 4, task 1 might be smart to do your theory task. So let's go back to the theory task. Here's the folder. There's YouTube links that are very important. There's how to use Musician. It's a video, important. And then how to use Musician, the document. The biggest thing to understand if you do your theory task is that everybody has a username that is individualized to each person, but the password and the school code are the same. So on the document, I give you a link to a list of usernames find your username. I might have made a mistake and typed something in wrong. I had to individually type everyone's username. So it's supposed to be first initial, last name, but me. So use the use the link to the list of usernames and then put password one GUHSD trial. There's the web page. And then when you actually go to Musician, it's pretty easy to use website, but watch the video on how to use it. Here's the tasks, and then there's a quiz. And the big thing to know is that your combined grade on the course and the quiz, as long as it's above a 60%, then you get the full 20 points. That's all you have to do. I think the easiest one is the notation and vocab course after looking at everyone's scores that have done it so far. And the reason why is rhythm is super easy. It's whole notes, half notes, quarter notes and eighth notes, like super easy, but there's a tapping exercise. And if your internet is slow, then the tapping sometimes lags. So notation is easier for that reason. Some people were asking about karaoke. Let me go back to Schoology. So if you choose to do karaoke and you're in beginning choir, you can do 2 karaoke tasks instead of virtual choir. If you just don't feel it, you do not want to do the virtual choir stuff, that's fine. I get it. There's karaoke singing tasks. 2 songs equal 1 task. And you can do it as many as 2 times, right? And then there's a sight reading task. So if you're only going to do your plan is to do 2 virtual choir songs. You're going to do In My Life and the 80s medley. Fine, that's great. Then you still have 3 more tasks to do. 1 needs to be theory and the other 2 are singing. Maybe you choose to do 2 karaoke tasks. That's great. You just choose one of them and turn it in by Wednesday. I think that's the 29th. Remember, all of the due dates say the very, very last possible due date. They say May 27th. The reason why I did that is because I don't care which order you turn them in. I don't want to say, do karaoke singing task by this week. I want you to have a little bit more choice than that. Okay, I think that is it. And that is assignment number 1, how to do your task for beginning choir. Okay, thanks guys. Bye.